everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Collection Comic of the Week. The book I have chosen this week, well, I was just kind of thumbing through my boxes, and this one just kind of jumped out because of the cover, and I also realized that since I've started this video series, I haven't really dug too deep into some of the really old books, some of the ones that I've collected just as a collector. Never ventured into the Silver and Bronze Age much, so after kind of looking at this cover and, it kind of popping out at me, I thought we'd jump into the Silver Age for the first time in the series with Superboy, number 144. I picked up this comic at, I want to say, the local comic shop. If I didn't pick it up there, I picked it up at the, once again, at the Metropolis Superman celebration. And, it just, I kind of like the charm of the Silver Age. The stories, some still have some merit. Some are just way too of the time. But if you kind of don't let yourself be too jaded, you can still appreciate it. This one, I read this before I started recording this, and we're going to take another look at it. This is a book that's kind of hard to follow, at least if you're skimming. I had to read this twice to be able to really pick it up, so my normal way that we look at the books is, kind of taking in some art and taking in some panels. That's not going to give you the full grasp of the story, and even then, this story is going to be hard for a lot of newer readers that are used to newer books to kind of take. But at the end of the day, it's a fun book. It's a collectible book. I don't expect this to, really get me on an emotional level like the, Superman books such as All-Star Superman or Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow or something along the lines of Superman for All Seasons. It's not one of those type of books. It's not really deep. It's not something that's really going to get you to think like, the Dark Knight movie or, the Avengers movie. It's nothing like that. It's just kind of a charming piece of history. And I'm happy I picked this book up. I'm happy I read it. It was fun. And, might be one that you guys may have to pick up to fully appreciate, or if you don't want to touch a Silver Age book like this, buy digitally. But let's take a trip to the past. Just take a look at the cover here. I mean, I know some call this passé, but it's just I find the Silver Age charming. It's very few stories hold up today, but it's just it's history. And the old DC Comics logo where it actually says Superman and National Comics, because that's kind of the unofficial name of DC at the time. And look up there, from January 1968, I believe, was when this book was printed. And you don't really get a lot of the the speech and thought bubbles on the comic covers anymore, which is just kind of a sign of the times. And yeah, Superboy's stolen identity. So let's delicately open this one up. The Lunar Rug and other great stuff from Rebels. So there's some old toy ads right there. Gotta love that. And there you see first part of this, The Adventures of Superman when he was a boy. So at this time in the Silver Age, this was before Superboy was a separate character. It wasn't Connor. It was just simply Clark as a child, kind of like almost, I guess maybe you could say sort of like Smallville, only with a costume. You see Jor-El and he's shooting Clark, and read this passage here. I am no longer Superboy. I'm wearing the wrong super costume. I am no longer Clark Kent. My foster parents call me an imposter. I am no longer Kal-El. My real parents from the planet Krypton have turned against me. Anyone finding the answer to the mystery man may Contact me under my new name, Kirk Quentin, Smallville, USA. So, yeah. Let's take another look here. You know, obviously will concede this point. I am fully unaware of what is going on in the Superboy book at this time. I just collect comics and got a good deal on this one. You know, like I mentioned earlier, I picked this up in my local comic shop when I was just wanting to add to my collection, and you know, I love the Silver Age. I love collecting Silver Age books. I love collecting these sort of Silver Age books that, you know, are kind of definitely not something that you know, are really for this time, if that makes sense. I love the Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, or Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, or the Superboy books. Those are ones I like to collect. I like to collect the really old Batmans that are super campy and definitely would not work, you know, in this day and age with Batman. And there you see him with his whoever this new family is. Loses something in the fireplace. And there you see, I'm the real Clark Kent. I don't know what your game is, buddy, but I can prove I'm Clark Kent, demonstrating my Superboy powers. I'll take this piece of coal and squeeze the carbon atoms and crystal to form a diamond! Got some more 1960s advertisements. Got some comic book advertisements, too. You got the Dial H for Hero and the Hellcats. That's kind of cool. Shows you how long these sort of books have been going on. And some more issues here. Goes to where the figures of his mom, dad. Sizzling Suns. They're Jor-El and Lara, my real parents from Krypton, and my dog, Crypto. They must be dummies. Sizzling Suns. You gotta love those kind of words like that. And, yep. Got only $1.24 for all of these army men, so that's cool. That's a heck of a deal. Take a look at more. Just now, they're both alive. Jor-El and Lara, you know, they're. Let's see. Read this panel. Don't listen to him, Lara. It's a plot. He means to take the place of our real son, who lives here as Clark Kent. We cannot let him out alive. Oh, I'm having fun with this one. This is just, it's campy, but it's, damn it, I love it. Comics are supposed to be fun. Everybody in this day and age, and I understand, you know, the movies and certain, you know, the TV shows, and I'm not complaining whatsoever. They've shown that these characters can be so much more than this, but at the end of the day, sometimes comics are supposed to be fun, and this is fun, and it's not wrong to be able to go back to this. If, you know, it's not wrong to have both. The world's largest fish on exhibit. Oh, I love it. Got. There's he's living as his other alter ego, or another hero, or whatever you want to call it. Tyco Railroad advertisement. The Smallville Mail Sack. Letters to the Editor. Gotta love something like that. Teen magazine from the 60s. And read a little more. Advertisement for the 80-page giant Batman. Origin story from the golden age of comics for Batman. Yeah. There we go. And then it just kind of ends, you know, with the other super family, and he gets his identity back. And yeah, I mean, it's we're just kind of the Quentin's bid Superboy fell well. It's from a different world. You'd have to sit down and really read it to appreciate it, and it's not the best story, but you know, it's fun. And you see toy cars, including the Batmobile and the Batboat. Yeah. More stuff. See what's happening in Detective Comics and Green Lantern, and in the Superman book on the newsstand. Can Superman be a menace? You know what? If I ever see this book on the at the shop or at a con, I'm definitely picking this one up because I've read this. Goofy book, crazy, definitely. You can't skim it to understand it, but at the end of the day, it's fun, and comics are supposed to be fun. That's Superboy 144. Yeah, you know, just kind of in that manner, I'm sure you guys that are watching this probably aren't going to get the full effect of this story, just kind of skimming. I had to read this book twice. Like I said earlier, I had to read it twice in order to comprehend it and kind of understand what was going on. It's definitely not the skim and catch the art here or there. You got to really take in the dialogue. And there was a lot of dialogue in this book. But, you know, blast from the past, kind of a fun piece of history, and you know, I'm open to showing off more of my Silver Age books here on the Collection Comic of the Week if you guys enjoy it. But also, if you own this book, if you're a comic collector from the Silver Age like I am, well, let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of comic books, but from the world of pro wrestling, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeek89, Twitter athletic_geek89, Instagram athleticgeek89, and if you'd like to help the channel out financially, hit me up on Patreon. That's patreon.com/athleticgeek89. And that, I'm out. Y'all be cool.